Hello, and welcome to the Jenspiration Conversation. My name is Jennifer, and if this is the first time one of my videos has landed in your feed, I very much welcome you to this space. Thank you for being here. It means that the universe's algorithm, which is my favorite algorithm, has put this video in your feed for a reason. So it means that there's something here for you, even if it's just one phrase or a little nugget of information that's meant for you, then there's a reason that you're here. To returning viewers and subscribers, my deepest gratitude for returning to spend some time here with me at the Jenspiration Conversation. Here, we talk all things spiritual, but we keep it street. We keep it real. So if that sounds like you, then you have found the right place. Today's video, I want to talk to you about curated versus authentic. And I think it's a timely message because the world at large, what I'm feeling collectively, and I think if you stop and think about this, you're probably feeling this too. Us as a society as a whole, we are craving less curated lives. We are craving less curated imagery. These perfection style ways of living or looking or being or working or traveling or whatever have become the only thing that we see. We see curated and manufactured. We see people who, before they eat their food, they're taking pictures of it from different angles. Before they get on airplanes and travel, they're taking pictures of their tickets and their passports. And every piece of someone's life is curated now. And there are people, and I know that you can probably relate to this because I got caught up in this cycle a little while ago when I first started my business, is I was already thinking of the reel or the post or the story in my head. I was like, how can I curate this? What am I going to hashtag it? What music am I going to overlay on it? And I started to think to myself, holy shit, I don't like this. I don't like this because I'm curating a life that doesn't feel authentic to me. No one is showing you messiness. No one is showing you mistakes because we've become a society where we can't make those things. You can't fall down and scrape your knee, or quite, more metaphorically, fall down and fail at something. They only want you to see the bright, shiny things. They want you to see what they curate on their social media. Look, here I am making a video for you on a platform that I understand is considered social media. Like, the irony is not lost on me. The part that I struggle with is I understand that we need social media, but I don't like it. I understand I have to be a part of it to an extent, but I don't have to let it curate my life. I don't have to always put up a story on where I am, or if I am living in a moment, I don't always have to capture it. I can actually just live in it, right? And I don't have to have this perfectly aesthetically pleasing grid on one of my social media platforms, like the colors. And I see some people with like all their colors are over, like all their photos are overlaid with the same color and the same font. And I get it. It's aesthetically pleasing. I understand, but it doesn't feel real. That doesn't feel authentic because our lives are different colors. They're different shades. It's sunny sometimes. It's cloudy sometimes. It's raining. It's snowing. It's not always sunshine and rainbows. Sometimes life is shit. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes there's joy. Sometimes there's laughter. Sometimes there's tears. But everyone just feels this unbelievable pressure to curate this perfect branded version of themselves. And it's unnecessary because it creates this expectation where everyone thinks that they're falling short because they're not living up to it. So you have people that you admire or that you follow, and whether you realize it or not, subconsciously it's creating a little bit of anxiety because there's a part of you that's like, I really admire that person, but like, I'll never achieve that. I'll never achieve that level of perfectionism and curation that they are projecting to the world or that they're portraying themselves to be. Everything from celebrities to musicians to movies to your brand to, I see it in my world. I'm an entrepreneur, and, I started my business 3.5 years ago, and I was like, I guess I have to create a brand. Like, what is my brand? But in my mind, my brand is just me. That's why the tagline for my interior design and home staging business is just called Inspired and Authentic Spaces, because that's what I want to create for people, is inspired and authentic spaces. So if you look at my grid, none of it matches. It's what has happened. It's the flow of and the evolution of my business. Not everything has to be branded a certain way, and everyone's like, well, you have to have a brand kit and you have to have all these colors. I get it. I understand. I get it. We wouldn't know Nike without the Nike swoosh or whatever. I get it. I understand it. But we have taken it to a level that's just reached ridiculousness. The amount of people that are influencers, that's an actual job. Think about the word influence. Okay? Oh, she's an influencer. He's an influencer. Or I follow this influencer. Think about the word influence. They are paid to influence you, to make you think a certain way or make you feel a certain way. And they're successful when you buy their product or follow them or whatever the case is. Their job is to influence you. Meaning, and I've done a video on this, on the flow of your life. When you are in the natural flow of your life, people are going to flow in and flow out. I get that. And there are going to be situations that influence that flow of your life. But at your core, you are still you. You are still in the flow and the natural state of your life. But then you have influencers telling you different things. This is in, this is out. Don't go here, don't go there. Look, nothing is in and nothing is out. The only reason something is in or feels in is because someone has influenced you to think that that's in. Okay? Or don't visit this place, or don't go here, or don't eat there, or, oh, asparagus is out now. Stop eating asparagus, or this is bad for you, or you need to wake up at 5 a.m. every day, and that's the only way you're going to be productive in life, is you have to follow this Stop. Everyone is trying to influence you out of your natural state, out of your authenticity, and it's the exact opposite of what you came here to do. You came here to flow in your natural state. And yes, you will have relationships and people and jobs that flow in, and they may influence you. They may influence you to grow. They may influence you to increase boundaries. They are here to help you learn. Yes, those are pieces of your journey that have come here to help shape and guide and nurture you to get to the next vibration in your journey. What I'm talking about is our society now and the tremendous amount of influence that social media has on our mental health. How much influence it has on your thinking, whether you realize it or not. Because it's been around for so long now that some people live and die by the amount of likes and shares and comments they get, or this video only got this many views, or oh, why did only 4 people like this video? It's creating a level of anxiety that we've never had before. That generations behind us are like, what are you talking about? We were influenced by, did we have enough money to pay for food? Were we happy and fulfilled in our job? Where we were going to ride our bikes to on the weekend, or whose birthday party we got invited to. None of this, buy this nonsense or consume this nonsense, or you have to be a certain way or look a certain way, or like I said, what trends are in and out, and how curated people's lives are. How there's every kind of influencer imaginable. And look, I'm not knocking influencers. There's probably some that maybe have saved your life. Maybe you have followed someone who has said something to you that hit so profound and so deep. That is amazing, because that is essentially what I'm doing, right? I don't consider myself an influencer. I'm just creating a space where we can have conversations. But if I've influenced you in a positive way, then I will take that label. Yes. But I'm not curating my life. Yep. Do I curate my spaces? Sure. I curate spaces to make you feel comfortable. I curate spaces because that's the natural flow of my life. I like to decorate. Okay? That is the natural flow for me. So yes, I curate these comfortable spaces for us. Yeah, I fall into that category because I do live here on earth with you. But I think if you understand my point, I'm talking about these overly curated lives. These constant postings, these constant updates, these people that show you every single detail of what they're doing and where they're going. And if you're not doing this and you're not doing that, then you're behind. And why aren't you doing this? And get on the train because you're going to miss it. It creates a set of subconscious anxieties that has been more prevalent, like I said, than any other time in history. And it's out of control. And the good news is, I need to take a drink, hold on. The good news is there are a collective of humans who I can feel and see are moving back into their authenticity, who are moving away from curation, and they're stripping it back to who they are at their core. And I was inspired to make this video by Justin Bieber and his Coachella set. If you haven't watched his Coachella set, and if you're not a fan of Justin Bieber, that's fine. Here's the gist of it. Justin has been through shit and hell and back. This man has healed himself on a truly deep level. And for those of us who have been through the healing, Justin, it's an instant recognition of that healing. Even if you're just starting your healing or you're midway through your journey, there's an instant recognition because you get it. You get what he did with his Coachella set. You understand what was it the Grammys that he did that beautiful version of Yukon where shirtless or whatever. Justin has stripped himself of all the curated bullshit that he fell for and that he was a part of in the industry that he's in. Justin stripped himself down at Coachella to his very essence. He went back to his roots. He went back to who he is, and he healed his inner child on that. I'm getting covered in spiritual chills right now. And it's just my team validating what I'm saying. Thank you, guys. He healed his inner child, but he also helped us heal our inner child. Him singing along to his old versions of himself on YouTube, his old videos where he first got started as an innocent, sweet boy with just a powerful voice and shit to say. Him singing along with that was a giant signal to the universe that he has been to the depths of hell and shit and grief and sorrow and shame and guilt and pain, and he has picked himself up and has come back. Actually, no, I don't want to say it's a comeback. That wasn't a comeback. That was Justin reconnect. Forget I said that. That's not a comeback. That's Justin reconnecting with Justin. And I watched his set and I thought, holy shit. That's how I feel. I've done the same thing, not to his depth, probably, but we're not supposed to compare our journeys. Everyone has their own journeys, but I've been to the depths. I've stripped shit away I didn't need. I've stripped and healed and clawed and cried and mourned and yelled and screamed and done all of the things that Justin's done in my own journey, and I have come back home to myself. I feel more like me than I've ever had in my entire life because I've stripped the shit away that doesn't align anymore. Justin went against the grain. Was it a little bit curated? Of course, he had to have some kind of flow. And did he practice? Yes. I mean, he's still a master at his craft, but he went back to basics, back home, here, to his heart, to his soul. Justin went inward. And in doing that, he pulled us all in with him. He basically said to the universe, thank you for the journey. I'm good. And I'm going to live from this place of authenticity. And I'm going to live here in my essence and my natural flow. And I think you're going to see a lot of people start to transition that way. Here's the problem though. My fear is I think people are going to see what Justin did and be like, oh, I'm going to do that too. Right? The art of it is if people zig, you zag. Right? And if they zag, you zig. So everyone zigged, Justin zagged. Okay? Especially if you're looking at the Coachella as a whole. Now, people are going to start copying that. And they're going to come from a place of curated realness. Okay? They're going to try to curate authenticity. You can't curate authenticity. You can't do it. You cannot repeat what Justin did unless you have gone through it yourself. So, I am not knocking huge curated shows or huge curated brands. I'm not knocking it. What I'm saying is we have reached a place where it's become so in our face that as a whole, we are craving authenticity and a stripped down version of people. We want and crave the realness, the silliness, the goofiness, the mistakes. Don't edit your life anymore. Don't edit that shit out. Don't edit the mistakes. People connect deeper to you when you are your messier self, when you are authentic, when you snort, when you laugh. He showed a video of himself walking into a glass door and he showed it again and again and again and again. People connected to that because we've all walked into glass doors and he's laughing at himself and we're laughing with him, but not at him, right? He showed us so much vulnerability and strength in both of those sets. That version of Yukon, totally sent me that he did at the Grammys. I've been a fan of Justin. I mean, I'm Canadian, right? We gave you Bieber. You're welcome. But publicly, we had to watch him go through everything, all the stories and lies and relationships. And think about that. If your life was that much on display, you would feel that kind of pressure too, right? If someone was following you around all day and every single relationship that you had was documented and then scrutinized again, that kid has been through the freaking ringer. And to see him on that stage, confident as a healed man is beyond anything that 2026 is going to give us. But to come back to my point, I'm like, okay, here's the thing though. People are now going to try to curate authenticity. Just thinking about that, I'm like, that's going to be a trend now. You watch, people are going to be like, how do we make it look effortlessly or effortlessly, but effort, curated authenticity. You can't do it. Okay. You can't curate authenticity. And if you want to go on a trip and not post every single thing that you've done, congratulations. You don't have to. You don't have to update everybody with every step of your life. You don't have to. You can still exist. And those things can still be true even if they're not documented. So that is what I wanted to talk about today, is living in your authenticity versus living in a curated version of yourself. The version of yourself that you think the world needs to see, or the one that will get you more likes, or the one that will make you go viral. That shouldn't matter. Going viral shouldn't be the goal. The goal should be living authentically and true to yourself. And if going viral is a byproduct of that, then congratulations. You went viral for the right reasons. You didn't go viral because you have curated and manufactured your life. Listen, your soul won't like it, and it'll start to send you signals. And if you ignore them and suppress them, they're going to keep coming. And then the universe is going to throw you some tower moments, and shit's going to start to happen, because if you continue to live inauthentically, the universe is going to try to get your attention somehow to try to steer you back towards your authenticity, back towards being your raw, natural, beautiful self. Flaws, snort when you laugh and all, okay? So, yes, I understand social media is here to stay. I understand we need it. I'm sitting here talking to you on a social platform. Like, I get it. I understand the irony. But what I really want to come through with the message today is, please don't feel that you have to curate your life. Please don't feel that you have to do a certain amount of things or do things a certain way to be liked by people. The right people will like you for exactly who you are. It's why I created this space. I know I'm not for everybody, and I don't intend on being for everyone. Some people have probably clicked off this video already. That's okay. I don't live and die by my analytics. I don't measure how I'm feeling by whether you liked or commented or subscribed, because I'm just putting out my authenticity, and if it lands, it lands. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So I'm not trying to curate anything for you. I'm just coming from a place of, shit guys, this is me. This is how I talk to people in my real life. This is how I want to talk to you and what I want to share with you. So please, if you feel caught in a perpetual cycle of feeling like you have to curate your life, even if it's not on social media, there's a way to curate your life off of social media too. Like if you feel like you have to live in a certain neighborhood or go to a certain school or, decorate or dress a certain way or have a certain haircut, like that's all curated. That's all pressure. Please do what you want. Please. Please wear what you want. Please cut your hair the way you want. Wear makeup, don't wear makeup. Do whatever you want. Be in the flow of your life. If you feel called, I think the be in the flow of your life video that I've done might actually speak to you as well. So I'm going to take a drink and just check my notes. See if there's anything else. Nope. Yeah. That's it. Okay. The last part I'll close with is, how much time do I have? Okay. The part I want to close with is, there's a reason you're seeing 80s and 90s trends make their way back. And I'm even feeling it in myself. Lately, when I sit down and watch TV, I'm searching for movies made in the 90s, movies made in the early 2000s, like pre-cell phone, pre-internet era. I'm just craving that. I'm craving more connected conversations, not on the phone. I'm craving a little bit more, organicness. I'm craving quieter nights. I'm craving less distractions. And I'm seeing that in people. People are even trending towards, dressing from the 90s and doing, they call it throwback. That's fine. I'm a Gen Xer. I mean, I was born in 1977, so I was raised in the 80s and 90s when we went outside and got lost in the woods and, had adventures and no one knew about it. And I went to parties and nightclubs and no one had a phone. There's no pictures to capture that, but they're all here. They're here and they're, here. And there is a trend right now, and it's kind of a fun trend. I'll get on that trend. The trend of people moving back to that more simpler time, simpler way of living, simpler way of existing, and just being who you are without feeling like you have to curate a version of yourself to be liked. Because please trust me, you don't. Please don't curate yourself. Just be the little beautiful weirdo that you are, or the angel, or the geek, whatever. Please be who you are. Please just stop curating for the sake of other people. Live within here. So that's the message. Huge shout out to Justin Bieber, who will probably never see this video. But Justin, collectively as a whole, we thank you. Oh, we thank you for that joyous Coachella experience. So, thank you for having this Jenspiration conversation with me. It's always a pleasure to share this space with you. If you feel like liking, commenting, or subscribing, that is totally up to you. That's your vibe and jam. Comment below if you're feeling this pull towards a more authentic time as well. Friends, I will see you on the next one. Until next time, bye-bye.